Hey guys, so in the previous video we discussed the lifecycle method component will unmount. In this video we are gonna discuss the lifecycle method component will update. So this lifecycle method, as the name says, component will update, right? So when a component is gonna update, when its state is gonna change, right? So whenever the count's value changes, this component updates, right? Initially count was 0. Now whenever the count becomes 1, the component will update, right? So what we want to do is, based on the value of count, right, we also want to render whether it's even or odd. Okay, so the way we are going to do is, we will create a state called as even, and we'll say set even, and we'll initialize with useState as false. Let's initialize it with true actually, because we are initializing count as 0, and since it is initialized with 0, so even is true, right, for the first time. Now what we want is that whenever the count changes, right, okay, before that let me also do one thing, that we will render if even is true, we will render it's even. If even is false, we'll render false, right? Let me comment out this piece of code so that we can first see. Yeah, now we can see for 0 it is showing even, right? Okay, now what we want is that whenever this count changes, right, we want to reevaluate this even, right? We just want to update this even whether it's true or false based on the count value. So how we are going to do is, we are going to revert back this thing because we need that interval, and we are going to create a new use effect, and in this use effect we'll write the callback function, and we'll also add the dependency array. And now in this dependency array we will pass the count, and what we'll say here is set even, and set even to what? Count modulo 2 is equal to 0, then true, else false. Okay, so let me explain what I just did, right? So I created one more use effect, and now this time in the use effect, in the dependency area, I have passed count. So now what is going to happen whenever the component gets mounted, this callback will get executed immediately. But since I have added this count as dependency array, whenever this dependency also changes, it will again execute the callback function's body. So whenever the count changes, this body will get executed. Inside the body we have set even, and we are just checking if count is divisible by 2, right? So modulo operation basically gives us a remainder, right? So we are just checking if count divided by 2, and if its remainder is 0, then it's a even number, so we are returning true, else it's false. So now if I do that, you can see that for the count value you can see whether it's even or odd. So what we just did is, we knew that okay, if count is gonna update, right, if count is gonna change, then component will update. Now we want to perform some side effect based on the count, and the side effect which we want to derive is whether it's even or odd, right? So we knew that component will update if count updates, and we want to perform some side effect, that is check whether it's even or odd. So the way we are going to do is, we are going to write a use effect. The callback of use effect will be the action which needs to be performed on the side effect, and then in the dependency area we are going to pass the thing which is going to trigger the side effect, right? So this is how we implement the lifecycle method component will update. Thank you guys.